friends, welcome back to my channel. Thought I would bring you along on this little next project. This is my front living room. This is a little faux fireplace that I picked up about 10 years ago in a estate sale for $100. My husband worked his magic and stripped it and painted it, and I have just thoroughly enjoyed decorating with this throughout the seasons. But this room has been kind of neglected the last few months. It's just been kind of a catch-all, and it's just time for me to start giving it a little attention. I want to redo the inside of my fireplace. I want to remove all this stuff, the faux fire logs and things, and create an insert in there that looks like stacked wood. If you are a farmhouse fan, you know what I'm talking about, that look of stacked logs in the fireplace. So I just thought I would carry you along, give you a little before shot of what my fireplace looks like now, show you how I'm going to create that look. The first thing I did is just measured the fireplace opening, and it was approximately 29 by 30. It was almost a square, and I know I didn't have a poster board that big, so I just took some gift wrap and cut out a piece 29 by 30. So when I start cutting the wood slices, I can lay them on this big square piece of paper, and it just gives me an approximate of how many wood slices I need instead of just slicing up way too many or not enough. Okay, I brought you in the backyard here, and what we're looking at here are family's firewood stash. And this side is just some square pieces he's accumulated, but over here is the ones that I want. I want the round ones. This is kind of a good indication of what my fireplace insert is going to look like. So what I'm going to do is pick out several different sizes, probably no bigger than 4 inches, 4, 3, 2, you know, and some smaller twigs. And then my husband's going to set up his saw and help me cut the slices. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes or so, and my husband was able to get all my wood slices done. I just laid my paper here by the saw, and as he cut, I laid them on the paper just to make sure I had enough. What I need to do tomorrow is go to Lowe's and get a piece of MDF. That's just a real inexpensive piece of manufactured hardboard, and it's pretty light. It's lighter than plywood. And I'll get back with you tomorrow. I'll show you what kind of wood my husband picked me up. We had to buy a whole sheet because we couldn't find a half a sheet. It's like $8 and something for the whole sheet at Lowe's, 4 by 8. So he's going to cut the size I need, and I'll get back with you. Got my wood cut, and he cut the wood where it would just be flush into my fireplace square. And my husband picked this up for me at Lowe's. This was about $4. It's a tube of liquid nails construction adhesive. It would be just a lot more durable, and there's no chance of one of my wood slices falling off. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my big square black. And with my board being already brown, I could have just left it as is because so little of it is even going to show. But so in case your board is not brown, you might want to paint it dark brown or black. I'll tell you that I'm going to kind of place all my wood slices in place first, kind of dry fit them, so I kind of have an idea of where they're going. And then this is my adhesive gun. You can pick these up for $2 or $3 at Lowe's or Walmart, and what it does is as you squeeze the trigger, this little disc right here is what pushes the adhesive out from the bottom. What you'll do is you take a wood skewer and stick down in there and pierce the little foil, and it just gives you a small little thin bead of adhesive as you squeeze it out. Now another alternative would just be to buy the more expensive glue sticks like the Gorilla Glue. Those are a little more heavy duty if you don't want to fool with the construction adhesive. So now I have most of the big ones already set. I'm just making sure that none of my wood slices extend over my free edge of the square. And now I'm just taking the littlest ones and placing them randomly in little holes that I see. I backed up here so you could get the full project in the frame. It took about 15 minutes to get all those slices secured at about 3/4 of that tube adhesive. But let me tell you, I want you to learn from my mistakes. After I got all of the slices secured, I'm lifting up this hardboard and it is incredibly more heavy than I anticipated. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, we're gonna probably have to nail a piece of plywood to the back of this just for support. So if you do this, go ahead and start with a sturdy piece of plywood and the weight won't be an issue. All right, friends, my husband was able to help me get a couple strips of plywood attached to the back, and that definitely gave it the support it needed. And we didn't even put a stand on the back of it, kind of like a picture frame or cleats or anything, just because we leaned it up against this hole and it seems to be propped up there pretty secure. It's just a fraction bigger than the hole, so it's just kind of leaned in the hole, and you'd really never tell because this will never be moved, and it's just for decor purposes anyway. But this is exactly the end result I was looking for. This is a main focal point when you walk into our home in the front door, and just love how it turned out. The only thing I added was some little pinched pieces of Dollar Tree moss. I just pinched off about 1 inch balls and stuck it in some little cracks between the logs just to give it a more authentic look. So I have a few more little projects to do in this room. It's still a major catch-all. I might do some curtains. I might do a banner over here above the couch. A couple more little things I want to do, and I'll share with you along the way and give you a front living room refresh. So I appreciate you watching, and pass this along if you know someone who might be interested. Bye-bye.